Hey everyone. Okay, so we're going to go over the Welcome to Your Modern Classroom unit lecture. So you should have your guided notes open. Put them side by side, this video and then your notes so that you can fill them out as we go along. Okay, let's get started. All right, so welcome to your modern classroom. We are going to be switching from a traditional classroom to a modern classroom, and I'm going to walk you through what that's going to look like, what's changing, how this is going to be better for you. Okay, so our objective is to understand how a modern classroom functions. So a modern classroom is one that is blended, self-paced, and has mastery learning. Okay, so let's look at what a traditional classroom is like. So this is probably what you're used to. Okay, as a student, you receive instruction at the same time as your peers. Teacher goes to the front of the room, stands in front of the room, gives the instruction. Maybe you have to go to the bathroom, you leave the room, you've missed something, or students are taking notes all at the same time. The teacher is standing there live giving the lecture. Students are working on the same assignment at the same time. Okay, everyone's working on the same assignment. We work on that assignment, you turn it in, we move on to the next assignment. If you miss a day, you miss the instruction. So if you happen to be gone the day that I gave that instruction, you've missed it. Okay, you would have to do a lot of extra work on your own, or you'd have to come in and meet with me after school outside of class time, right, to catch up. Maybe you just don't ever get that opportunity to catch up. Students progress to the next assignment whether or not they have mastered a concept. So whether or not you've mastered a concept, if you can demonstrate mastery, that means that you can earn an 80% or higher on a mastery check, which would be like a little quiz. Let's say 10 question quiz, you get 8 out of 10 right, you've shown mastery, demonstrated it on that mastery check, you get to move on to the next assignment. So in a traditional classroom, you might get whatever score on that assignment. You might even get a 0 on that assignment, and then we're moving on to the next concept. You have not understood that concept yet. Students collaborate in assigned groups by the teacher. So the teacher is saying, you work with so-and-so. And some important vocabulary when we're looking at what a modern classroom is going to be is a must do, a should do, aspire to do. Let's see, my little thing is hidden. Blended learning, self-paced, mastery learning, mastery check, mastery development. Okay, so we're going to figure out what those things mean, how they apply to you. Modern classroom. Students watch instruction like you are right now when you're ready from a recorded video of their teacher. So I will record the instruction in a video just like this, and you'll watch that at the beginning of each lesson. Students will complete guided notes and mastery checks as they progress. So you watch the video, instructional video, whether this is happening inside the classroom or at home. You will work on that on your own time, and that's the first step of every lesson. Students who are absent do not miss instruction. It's recorded, so you just watch the video to catch up. You can watch the video in class. The day you return, you could watch it at home if you needed to catch up. Okay, so you have options. You're not going to miss that instruction anymore. If you have to use the restroom and we're in-person learning, hit pause, go to the restroom. When you come back, I'm still there. You haven't missed anything, okay? Students progress only when ready for the next concept and have demonstrated mastery on a mastery check. Okay, so you will not move forward until you have earned an 80% or higher on a mastery check. Okay, and if you don't get an 80%, you can ask your peers for help. I will help you, and then you'll do another mastery check to see if you can move on. And students collaborate and are grouped based on what lesson they are working on. Okay, so I'll show you what that'll look like with our progress tracking that we're going to do. Okay, but basically students are free to collaborate with whoever's working on the same assignment as them, or maybe someone has already mastered a lesson and you really need help with it, and you can ask them for help. Okay. Blended learning is when you progress through a lesson at your own pace. That's why we call it self-paced. You're not rushed because your peers are already ready to move on. And it can be worked on inside of the classroom or at home. You're going to collaborate with students who are on the same lesson or ask those who have mastered it already for help when you're struggling. You're going to ask at least 3 peers before me, okay, when you are struggling with a lesson. And each lesson will consist of the following. You have a lecture video with guided notes that you fill out and embedded questions. Mastery checks. You must earn an 80% or higher to move on. Supplemental activities you'll see named in Canvas as engage, explore, or elaborate. And an evaluate, a test at the end. Okay, it's self-paced. So everything that is a must-do, all students will complete. You have to complete those activities. Okay, an example would be the instructional video with guided notes. Absolutely must do for everyone. A should do, okay, and it's all going to be color coded. So the red means it's a must do. Orange is a should do. Most students are going to complete these activities. They can be excused at my discretion. An example would be engaging demos or videos. And color-coded in blue is an aspire to do. Some students will complete these, but not all students. However, all students should be reaching for them. So you should be pushing yourself, challenging yourself in this model to get to those aspire to do's. Okay. And if you don't, it's okay. You're reaching for it. These are supplemental activities or projects, extra labs, things like that. Okay. Progress tracking, group tracker. This is what it's going to look like when you come into class. Every day, I will display the student name, what lesson they're on, what part of the lesson they're on, and then whether you are on pace, ahead of pace, revising a lesson, or behind pace. Okay, so you know which lesson you're working on. You know that somebody else is working on the same lesson, you could work together. So it's going to be displayed at the start of each class period, so you know where everyone is at in the lessons. It's going to be color-coded. All right. And you're going to collaborate with others on the same lesson or ask others for help if they've already mastered it. Okay, individual tracking. I have changed what this looks like a little bit, but I have made you actually a checklist in Google Sheets that you're going to mark as you go. So I've kind of changed this, but you're going to mark activities off completed as you go, so you know where you are in the unit. I know where you are in the unit. It's a document that the teacher and the student are going to share. It's going to be updated each class period. Okay. How a modern classroom is different. Okay. A modern classroom allows you to move at your own pace, does not penalize you for being absent, you never miss instruction, and you work on a concept until you master it before moving on. Thanks for watching the video. See you on the next one.